are recorded for stakeholder convenience, allowing those who are unable to attend to listen to the recordings after the meetings. The recordings will be publicly available on the ISO webpage for a limited time following the meetings. The recordings and any related transcription should not be reprinted without ISO's permission. We'll cover the following agenda today. We'll talk about map stage availability, the fall 2020 release, market simulation initiatives, and timelines. We'll go through the known issues for ADS, and we'll go through troubleshooting tips to access ADS, and go through the known issues for DRRS and master file. Then we'll dive into the initiatives like market settlement, timeline transformation, access behind the meter, energy market imbalance enhancement 2020, and ADS replacement for order number 841, energy storage and distributed energy resources, phase 3, commitment cost and default energy bids enhancements, commitment cost enhancement, tariff clarifications, dispatch operating target tariff clarification, and the next steps. Map stage availability can be reviewed at portalmap.kaisa.com. There are no scheduled big maintenance on map stage currently. We'll have a brief interruption on 25th of August. And on 28th, we'll have a CMRI UI API for fall 2020 release. There will be an outage for that. And on 4th of September, we'll have ADS UI API outage. Any questions on this slide? Okay.
Excuse me, Anshuman?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, this is Andrea Lewis from Southern California Edison. I just wanted to ask about the August 28th date. That's for map stage and production, is that correct?
That is only for map stage.
It's only for map stage, and is that going to take place on that Friday and the entire weekend, or only the Friday?
Do we have somebody from Kaisa side who can answer this question about the length of the outage for CMRI?
Hi, this is Trang. Andrea, thank you for the question. So that is a major implementation with a lot of validation and testing behind it. So at this point, while we'll try to minimize the outage to that Friday, the 28th, you should anticipate that it could extend into that Monday of the 31st.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for setting expectations. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you for your question. Any more questions? All right, moving on. We have a couple of updates here on the market simulation initiatives and timelines. First, the energy imbalance market enhancement 2020 is now moving on to be an independent project and not part of fall release. It's going to get activated in production with FRP and FRP Buffer and Wind project and Aliso Canyon project on 4th of November. Second update, for order 841 is a trading date has been published, like settlement statement has been published. And today is the timeline transformation date for market settlements timeline transformation and access behind the meter production. Any questions on this plan here? All right, moving on. These are the following open items for ADS. We have a date for issue number 1, continuous alarm change to repeat every X seconds. We're thinking that the fix will be available by 4th of September. All the fixes or issues listed here are currently being worked on, and they all will be available on 4th of September, except the last one, which is column picker should sort list of checkboxes alphabetically. We will come up with a date of when this fix will come up in the future calls. Are there any more issues that market participants wants to present that are not in this list?
Ashman, I have a question. It's Ray from PG&E. I know some of the issues we had, the estimated fix of August 21st and then August 28th. How certain are we that the September 4th will be the official fix date? Because I know it's been pushed back a couple of weeks now.
Do we have anybody on the KAISO side who can answer this question? All right. Ray, we tried to provide a fix for till 28th of August, but looks like these are updated from our SMEs that the fix would be there in the system. And I will get back to you with more details on why those dates were missed. All right?
Oh, sorry, Asman. This is Rick.
Hey.
I was talking. I was on mute. Yeah. So this is Rick Lamb. We are working on these fixes, and part of the fix is also involved with some vendor patches that we're waiting for. So there are some additional clarifications for the fix. So that's why there's some delays. But the dates is so then we have a comfortable amount of time frame to validate and make sure that everything is working correctly before we release it. So that's why the dates have been updated to 9/4. Hopefully that kind of helps with the clarification.
That helps with the clarification. The only issue I think is that we're still PG&E is still running issues with the advanced filtering, and I just want to make sure that these dates don't get pushed out even further, because the product activation date for ADS will be October 1st, right? And if this gets pushed out maybe like another 1 or 2 weeks, then we only have maybe like 20 days until the product goes live. And that would, even though there's parallel operations and everything like that, we still want it to be a little bit more set in stone when we can start transitioning over with validation, training, and learning and whatnot. But thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Andre, I agree with you. That's a good expectation to have, and we'll work on our side to make sure that we provide these fixes as soon as possible.
Thank you.
We are having these troubleshooting tips to access ADS. I'm sure everybody would be able to get access to ADS by now, but just to put it out there, you can check your firewall settings, clear the browser cache and cookies. Pop-up blockers on your browser may lead to issues accessing KAISO ADS. If you use pop-up blocker, you must whitelist the KAISO domain. Following other issues associated with DRRS and master file. Advanced filter input controls do not automatically close as the user is clicking from one control to another, causing the controls to stack on top of each other. We don't have a date when this fix will be provided yet. Our user must click on the control to make it disappear. The second issue, or number 9 in this case, the application disconnect connect icon and its respective display text are not in sync. When application is disconnected caused by a timeout, the text displays as connected where it should display as disconnected. The application reconnects, the icon does not display as connected. While there's an issue with the visual feedback, the application functionality is not impacted. We are not sure when the fix will be available for this usability issues. We'll get back to you in future calls. Next issue, the master file. We just want to remind market participants that please use the GRDT version 14 form to submit any master file changes. This was resolved on 21st of August. And we have seen very less submissions, so that's why we wanted to remind everyone that please use the new form to make sure that everybody is on the same page. The next issue for DRS, API needs to match the way we tag in production, and this issue was resolved on 21st of August. Any questions here? All right, moving on. These are the information for the GRDT version 14 form that I was talking about. Any questions for this form? All right, moving on. So we will be starting our phase 2 of market simulation. MSTT cutover trade day 8/24 corresponds to production trade day 1/1/21. Phase 2 MSTT and excess behind the meter structure scenarios first settling trade day would be 25th of August. The structured scenario document is available on the following link, and the training is also available on the second link. Excess behind the meter production. Structured scenarios will be performed along with the market settlement timeline transformation project. The market participant needs to submit meter data by 28th of August to be considered for initial statement, and 2nd of September to be considered for recalc statement. As we discussed earlier, the MSTT cutover trade day is 24th of August, corresponding to production trade day 1/1/21. As similar to MSD project, the phase 2 excess behind the meter structured scenarios first settling trade date would be 25th of August. The structured scenario document is available at the following link, and the training document is available on the second link. Any questions for these two projects?
Hi, Ashman, this is Chunyu from PG&E. Just want to confirm, is that on the CAISO side, you guys ready to go for excess behind the meter and MSTT?
Yes, we did our testing in another environment, stage environment, and we were quite fulfilled that we should be able to perform this test today and tomorrow. Does anybody from the CAISO side wants to add something on this?
Thank you for the confirmation.
Thank you, Chanya. We couldn't hear anybody from the CAISO side other than me. Maybe you were on the mute. If you want to still add something, you can unmute and let me know. All right, Chanya.
Okay, this is Prince here. Sorry, Anshuman, I think you were right. I was on mute here. Chanya, we're going through our QRV process for the market settlement timeline project. So we should have a word about whether MSTT is ready for market sim soon. I know that our EBTMP is still going through some final checks. We are not ready at the moment, but fairly close on achieving that also to be ready to get into market.
Thanks, Prince. And if, let's say, anything come up, let's say do not pass the QRP test, is it how will CAISO able to communicate to us? Is it through the ROC or is it email communication?
Oh, so because we're yeah, go ahead, Frank. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Prince, for the update, and Chunyu too. So our intent for MSTT and excess behind the meter on the ISO side is to take the ISO actions and continue to proceed as if we were settling and executing those structured scenarios tomorrow and still go through the QRB process. And then we should have an update by the RUG tomorrow or by the market sim call on Thursday to let you know if the trade date 8/25 was past the criteria for market sim, to where that would allow you to then use that trade date as to validate those two scenarios. If at some point or if we don't reach that conclusion at the QRB for each of those initiatives that they have met the criteria for the trade date of the 25th, then we would run those scenarios on a future trade date. And we would communicate again on DRAD tomorrow if we have news. Otherwise, definitely by the Thursday market sim call. And again, to see if you can use trade date 825 to validate. Does that help?
Yeah, yes. Thanks. Thanks, Trey.
Thank you, Trang and Prince, for the update. Thank you, Chinu, for the question. Anybody else has concerns on the MSCT project and the access behind the meter product? Okay, moving on. Energy Imbalance Market Enhancement 2020 is now an independent project and is not part of Fall Release 2020. The phase 1 timeline is August 31st to October 14th, and the phase 2 timeline is September 21st to October 14th. We have actually broken this project into 2 parts, depending upon when our vendor could issue us the updates for this particular project. The structured scenario, which now can be tested unstructured with a guide, are available on this link. And this is a breakup of the 2 phases for this particular project. The first phase 1, the code will be deployed on 31st of August, and the code for phase 2 will be deployed by 21st of September. These are the finished projects, automated dispatch system replacement, which was finished. The structure scenarios were ran on 11th of August. They were complete. We reran these scenarios several times. The last one we ran was on 8/18 and actually ran a couple of them today. If you're feeling concerned that you want to rerun these scenarios again, please let us know. We have a few days left. We could still go ahead and run these scenarios. There's a training document available, part 1 and part 2 for this particular project. I would highly advise everybody to go and review these training documents. It talks about advanced filtering. It talks about a few tips and tricks that you can use to use this product more efficiently. Any questions on this one? All right, moving on. For order number 841 project, we have processed and published a settlement statement for 12th of August, and it should be available for market participants to review. Training document for this particular project is also available at the following link. Energy storage and distributed energy resources, phase 3. We did perform the structured testing on August 19. We will rerun some scenarios for this particular project for trading date September 2nd for the market participants who have any concerns for this particular project. The training document for this particular project is available at the following link. Any questions here? All right, moving on. For this particular project, the PDR LSR consumption resources are not eligible for resource adequacy. CERA will not allow a PDR LSR consumption resource to submit a request for NQC. Just a reminder for all the market participants. Rest of the project's government cost and default energy bid enhancement, we are still welcoming all the market participants to go ahead and perform their testing. The master's environment is open for this particular testing. Government cost enhancement tariff clarification. This project is also open, and we welcome market participants to perform their testing. Dispatch operating target tariff clarification project is complete. We performed the structured scenarios on August 12, and the settlement statements are also available for that particular trading date. we'll have another call on next Thursday, August 27th at 2 p.m. Now I will open up the call for anybody if anybody wants to say something or have any questions.
Ashman, can we double check the publication of the presentation and the meeting recordings? I haven't seen them recently.
Definitely. I will make sure they're there. Thank you for letting us know. Yeah.
Yes, hi, this is Tony Gerard from Power Settlement. And I had opened a city on some missing OASIS data for 812. And then I told you could close it. But I do notice that the day-ahead LMPs are still not published.
Tony, thank you for your question. Do you remember the CD ticket number that I can refer to?
Yes. That right here. It is 227751.
Thank you. And if the ticket is closed, it's difficult for me to reopen it. Can I ask you to open another ticket so that we can try this issue?
That's what I was asking for. Should I just open a new ticket or should I? Because I see the same thing on 818 as well.
Okay, we'll check that too.
Okay. So I'll just open a new ticket then, if that's the best way to do it.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure will. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining the meeting. We'll talk next Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you.